your name?
My name is Mete.
What do you do?
I'm an English teacher.
Where do you work?
I work for this international school, Halis Demir, for about 8 years. And this is my 13th year in my occupation.
Do you think that is there a language teaching problem in Turkey?
Yeah, people say there's an English problem in this language, in this country, but it depends. It depends where you look the problem.
Why can't English be taught in Turkey?
It can be taught. You're talking about English. We teach English for many years in this country, but people believe that there's an English problem, language learning problem in this country. That's somehow true, but the problem is that it's not just because of the teachers or because of the students, it's because of the system. So as a nation state, Turkey, people speak only one language because Turkish is our official language, and wherever you go, Turkish is spoken by people from village to city center. So when it comes to learning, the fundamental thing is motivation. If there is no motivation, you cannot learn or teach anything, even for the kids or the adults. So if there is no motivation against anything, this may be a language or another thing, you cannot teach or learn. So there's a question, why should we learn language? Of course there are many reasons, but when it comes to the kids, like you, students at schools, primary schools, high schools, or other students, why do they need to learn language? So this is the main reason. I think if we answer these questions, we can find the best solution for the learning problem of a language.
Where are the main reasons of this problem?
So the main problems is coming from the system itself, because there is no a basic language teaching system in Turkey. There is no language policy, in fact. So okay, we started like at the age of officially 9, 10 ages to teach English. But the first reaction when you look at the kids, they should ask this question, why we need to learn this language? Because there isn't any language around them. They don't need to use that language. Like you, is there anyone you know who can speak English around you in the city? Is there anyone?
No, I know.
There isn't anyone. Do you have any foreign friend or person?
Yes.
Who?
Only internet.
On the internet. So you met someone on the internet and you try to... So this comes from internal motivation. So if you would like to learn a language, you find someone on the internet, or you play a game, or you watch a movie, or you listen to English music. So this is something motivational, but it comes inside of you, you understand? So you try to learn that language and you do some effort. But like, think about a small kid. He doesn't or she doesn't have any motivation against a language, and she tries to learn a language. Why? She doesn't want to listen to English music. She doesn't want to watch movie English, because when you turn off the TV, all the channels are Turkish. All the people around us speak in Turkish. So why this question? Why? You understand? First, we need to create the environment, the motivation, why they need to learn a foreign language. When you show them, then they will start to learn language. This could be just English, French, German, and other languages they started to learn. But the first thing that we need to create that motivation. That's the main reason, I think.
What kind of recommendations would you offer to resolve this problem?
So I think this teaching stuff is start like at the age of 8, 9, is I think second grade. Right now in Turkey we start teaching English. Yes, earlier ages are very, very important to learn a language, but that's not the main reason. We should continue the education in more times. So the teachers, especially in Turkey, they need more time to teach them. And also the exposition of a language is also very, very important, because how much you dealing with a language is very important when it comes to learning a language. How much time you focus, how much time you study, how much time you listen, you read, you write. So if you, maybe you don't remember, but in our times when we were high school, like there was a primary preparation classes, very early ages. When you finish the 5th grade, you start at high school, but the first year is full preparation. Class is just English, like 30 hours in a week. You study, you teach, try to learn English. So what I would like to say that is, when you deal with a language in time and focus mostly, you learn and you be aware of that language much. So this is so important. We need more time. Maybe we need to organize this system or language policy from the beginning. That's the first thing we need to do, I think. Another thing that maybe Mr. Ishik also mentioned about the teachers and their profession, they need to develop their skills, how to teach English, what kind of methods and techniques they should use. These are also very important matters. They have to use good materials, books and other real materials, but the main thing is that the method. What kind of methods do you use in the classes is more important. So when you combine these methods, in time I think we start to solve this problem, language problem. So the first question is that why English cannot be taught is a wrong question, because we teach English, but how can we increase this process? How can we hail this process? That's the main question, I think. So in time, I think we're on the way. Turkey is, I think people are getting more aware against learning a language, a foreign language. So we are on the right path, and it's going to be better in the future, I hope.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Hocamıza da sevgiler.